What's up, guys? GPSYCH here again. Just going to be doing an analysis of what I see. So this is a Sunday night, what I see in the markets ahead. Um, just remember, this isn't financial advice or anything, but yeah, it's basically I'm just going to be doing what I'm looking for on a Sunday. So I'm coming into the markets with a pre-market bias, I would say. But remember that this can change. Like, I'm not here to predict the future or anything. I'm here to react to what the market's showing me. So it can very well change. But it's good to have a pre-market bias, especially like on a longer time frame, so that you know what is more of your high probability setup. So if I'm bearish on the monthly, then I'm going to be looking more for sells. And if I am taking buys, I'm just wary of the fact that on the longer time frame, I am not in a buyer's market. So if I'm taking buys and I'm bearish overall on the month, then I know that any buy that I'm in, it's not about the long run and holding this thing or any. It's about getting in and getting out. So with that being said, like I say, if I'm bearish, bullish, I can still take other positions. It's not a fixated idea, because with trading, you don't want to ever have a fixated idea where you get stuck in your bias and that's how you take losses. So just remember, it's about reacting and not predicting, and following, because sometimes on the lower time frames you can see a nice buy setup and it can play out to a T, but on the longer time frames, if you're in the opposite direction, you must just keep that in mind. That being said, let's jump in. We're on the monthly candles now. We're on the monthly chart right now. So what am I seeing, right? The last week or the week before, when I made the other video, I have been bullish, right? And I was waiting for price to react from certain areas, and we're still waiting for price to come back and react from this zone. But that being said, we're coming through now, and we can see that price has made a push up, down, broke the high, because this was the high here, broke that high, and then pull back and broke the high again. Right, so that's essentially, right, what we've seen now is this. And let me go into it, let me make it a bit bigger. As you can see this, right, that's a high, that's a high, and that's a high. That's your low, that's your low. And what's happened now? Price every time broke the high, broke the high, broke the high. Now price has come, broke the low, reacted back with a pullback. Here's the catch though. Price with this pullback, right? This pullback right here did not break through. So what does that tell me? That we're still in a seller's market. Now I know a lot of people are going to see this candle and say, this is, what do they call it? Doji or star. I can't remember the name of this, but a lot of people see this as a reversal candle. Now, yes, it can be seen as a reversal candle, but the market hasn't closed. That's not how the candle's going to close. So we still have 4 days in this candle for some movement. So for me personally, I am looking more on the bearish side of things. I can take buys, yes, but I'm looking on the bearish side of things. So on the 1 month, right, I am bearish. So now we go down to the 4 hour. Right, now let me see now. Where would I be looking to get in on these sells? Right. So immediately off the bat, after the NFP, right, we saw that this area was an imbalance and needed to be filled, right? So what now? Price has come and filled this gap in the market, and now it's ready to move in this direction. So for me personally, what I would want to see is this liquidity. This to me is a draw on liquidity. I want to see price break this liquidity and then continue to make its way down and break through these areas, right? So we got this area of liquidity, right? That means that this is where, if I'm selling, this is where I would want to be selling from. Now, if I'm buying, where would I want to buy from? I would not want to buy from here, because if price does come down here, sorry, I don't want to highlight. If price does push down, right, and breaks through, pushes to this area, for me and the way I view the charts, the chances are price is going to break through, because price, to me, in the monthly, we are bearish. So that means that if price pushes through, it's going to come here and it's going to push through. Where I'm looking to buy is from this area here, but that's for a later time. Right now we're looking at the week ahead of us and what we're seeing in the markets. So for me personally, if price does, so if we get market open and price starts rallying down, where I want to buy from is this area here, this area right here, because price has wicked from this area before. We've seen a lot of resistance from this area. You can see it here, right? I would like to buy from there. So this is the potential zone that I'm looking for buys. If I had to buy, my setup would look something similar to this, right? Where we'd have our stop loss below this low, we'd be entering wherever price gives us an entry, right? But remember, I look on the 1 minute, and I'm always looking on the 1 minute for entry. So sometimes my stop loss can be a lot smaller than what I have it here. So you just have to watch, because the thing is, on the 1 minute, if price is starting to create structure like this in the 1 minute, then you can have your stop loss below this previous swing, depending on where you are in the move. If you're in the middle of a move, I wouldn't really put it, I wouldn't really enter if you're in the middle of the move. I would, if you're getting in on the second pullback, third pullback, you can still, make it work. But in hindsight though, I'd be looking to buy from this area, right? Stop loss below, this candle here, because if price does break through this, I don't see this as a liquidity grab. I see that price wants to break this area. I see price going to the south, to the downside. So for me, if that's what I'm seeing in the markets, then a safe stop loss would be here, right? That's where a safe stop loss would be. I wouldn't be, going for this drawn liquidity. I'd be going for this high here to get out of the market, right? Because I know that when the sellers come in, it's going to come in. Now that being said, I am not bullish. This is just a possible setup, because it's something that is in my, as traders say, a toolbox. It is a setup in my toolbox, so I would like to see that happen. But what I'm really looking for this week is for price to rally, take this liquidity out. I'd like to enter. Now for me personally, my stop loss would be above this high here. That's a nice, good, solid, safe stop loss. And I'd be looking to take these lows out, right? Now obviously I would be mindful of these certain areas in the market where price can potentially wick, and I'll just watch how price reacts to these areas. Personally, I think that the market should break through these zones, because a lot of people are going to be looking to buy from these zones. But in my opinion, these are the people that don't understand, moving with the trend. They don't understand. They're just merely buying off a supply demand or support resistance zone, and those are the people that's going to get taken out the market. That being said, I do think that we're going to be looking at some sells. I see that one buy potential. Obviously, as I say though, we react, we cannot predict. If the market starts to move and it shows us more buying potential and it shows us a nice setup that comes into play, I will still take the setup. It's not that I'm against going in the opposite direction. It's just on my higher probability setups, if I'm going to take a high probability setup and risk according to that, my trade needs to be with the trend. So I think the biggest thing though is that we're going to be looking for sales. I'd like to see this liquidity grabbed, and it's just my pre-market idea. I keep my trading very simple. It works for me, it might not work for you, but this is just my ideas coming into the week for the EURUSD. I am funded, I am had withdrawals, but check my links in my bio for TikTok. Just go to the Instagram. From there you can check the link for the free trading Discord. I'm live every single London session. When there's setups for New York as well, I go live. You can come and ask questions, anything. It's a free community. We've got a lot of experienced traders in there. But check it out, guys, and hope you enjoyed the video. It's not a in-depth thing. It's just this is how I come and look at the markets for you know, before the weekend, before the week starts. And these are the setups that I'm looking at. So hope you guys enjoy. Check in the next one.